Hey everybody, it's Shaman Sister Sin, and you're listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by BetterHelp.com and LittleShaman.org. That's me, the Little Shaman. Today I wanted to talk to you about something I hear all the time, and that is listening to or believing the narcissist when they say something negative or insulting to you. This is something many people struggle with, so I thought we could talk about it on the show today. It's interesting that when we talk to people about the narcissists in their lives, whether it's their mother or their father or their spouse or their friend or anybody else, it's almost always the same type of dynamic. This person knows the narcissist is unstable, insecure, unrealistic, mean, not truthful, and has a flexible relationship with the truth, to say the least. And yet they still seem to internalize the negative, cruel, or hurtful things the narcissist says to them. If you ask people if they would believe the narcissist claiming they have $1 million, they say no. If you ask people if they would believe the narcissist if they wanted to borrow $1 million but they'd pay it back, they again say no. They know this person cannot be trusted to be honest or to even know the truth and generally believe almost nothing they say. Almost. We often find that even when people know someone is not an honest person and or has unreliable perception, they will still often internalize the negative things said about them as if in this one specific area, the narcissist or other toxic person is somehow magically not only telling the truth, but also living in reality now. This is not the case. Everything they say has the same value as far as honesty and perception goes. Their insults and criticisms are just as overblown as their idealizations and vice versa. Now, this happens partly because people with a strong narcissistic pathology often hide behind personas created to manipulate others for survival. People incorrectly assume that if that persona or facade is not real, the opposite of it must be the truth or the reality of who this person is. Therefore, what they say and do during these times is true. This is understandable, but it's mistaken. Their honesty and perception are no more valid or unaffected during these times. The truth is, both the nice and the cruel side, and any other that you might see, are personas and masks in their own right. Both of these personas or sides of their personality were created to do the same thing: enable the narcissist to survive. For example, the anger and cruelty and abuse that you see are defensive, even when they don't appear to be. They come out when the narcissist perceives a threat. It may not be a threat that you can understand, but that doesn't matter. You not seeing or recognizing a threat anywhere has nothing to do with whether or not they think there is one. This person does not think like you do. They don't come to the same conclusions that you do. They just don't, and that's all there is to it. They respond to emotions they don't understand, that they might not even be aware they're feeling, and many react immediately with guns blazing, ready to eliminate any threat. Others retreat completely, cutting off communication and even contact until they feel that the threat is gone. It is a primitive, childish defense mechanism created and perpetuated by their enormous emotional immaturity. It seems amazing that anyone could believe a person this unstable and immature about anything. Even when we don't understand the inner workings of why they behave the way that they do, the behavior speaks for itself. Almost all of the ways pathologically narcissistic people deal with conflict, both internal and external, are childish, and often so is much of their communication. Yet we hear it all the time. The question is, why? Why do these things become internalized? Why are they considered as true or even considered at all? Many times it's because the person already has deep-seated beliefs or fears of their own that the criticisms or insults have triggered. Many of these are the result of unconscious conditioning from childhood or from other relationships in the past. Children will not assume that the adults in their lives are wrong or mistaken or lying. They will assume that they themselves are the problem because they believe everything that happens is somehow related to or caused by they themselves. And because through necessity, children rely on adults as the unilateral, undisputed arbitrators of truth. This mindset can be carried into adulthood and results not just in having whatever negative beliefs about the self that were intentionally or otherwise installed during childhood. I'm not good enough, I don't matter, I'm not valuable, I'm not important, I'm not worthy, I'm responsible for other people, it's my responsibility alone to fix or manage this relationship and things like that. It also results in the idea that other people's opinions of us are automatically more valid or more important than our own. This is an outdated, unhealthy mindset in general, but it becomes truly dangerous when the person the opinion is coming from is unstable, unfair, unrealistic, abusive, dishonest. Narcissists are like little kids on the playground. They will keep throwing insults at somebody until something upsets them, and once they see, they will keep repeating it because it works. That's what kids do on the playground too. This is one reason controlling our own reactions to our emotions is so important. When you don't do that, you yourself are supplying them with the ammunition they are hitting you with. This is another reason it makes no sense to believe or internalize or even take personally the things that they say. They are not operating off of reality or facts in any way. They're operating solely off of your reaction. They don't care if it's true or not. They care that you care. Upsetting you makes them feel powerful and superior, exactly like the kids on the playground. Narcissists may or may not have any real understanding of what they're actually doing. A lack of empathy suggests they really don't have any true understanding, but it doesn't really matter since they don't care anyway because that's not the point. You are not the point. You are simply a tool being used in the endless endeavor to make themselves feel better. Any actual empathy they might have is canceled out by this fact regardless. So it really doesn't matter at all. If you find that you are in this situation where you have internalized or considered as fact or started to believe the things that this person has said to you, start really thinking logically about why you would listen to, believe, or even consider anything this person says or trust their perception in any way. Consider the source. Have they given you any reason to think they have sound judgment about you, that they're honest with you, that they can be objective or fair or reasonable toward you? Start exploring yourself and the reason that these things bother you so much that you would even entertain them coming from a person known to be unstable and dishonest. Stop automatically assuming that the other person or people involved are right or fine and that you're always the problem or that you're always the person required to fix, manage, and change relationships and situations. This mindset is left over from childhood. It was bogus then, it's bogus now. You can learn to practice looking at things in a more balanced, realistic way that's more fair to everyone, including yourself. Especially yourself. And one of the ways to start doing that is to really and truly understand that the things people do and say are a reflection of them, not you. I hope this clears a few things up for you. As always, I look forward to your comments, questions, and suggestions, so please keep those coming. I take appointments online, via text, via messenger, via email, over the phone, and through Skype for worldwide clients. So if you're interested in speaking with me one-on-one, you can visit littleshaman.org and click the Book an Appointment tab. The schedule does fill up fast. I teach workshops, seminars, and clinics throughout the year. So if you're interested in seeing what we're running this month, you can visit littleshaman.org to do that as well. You've been listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by betterhelp.com and littleshaman.org. That's me, Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you and have a wonderful day.